Travis Wing, good soul. Knowing what I know, I get exclusive knowledge behind the scenes of world news events. In the Way to Perfection, pages 290 and 291. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints will attempt a coup of world governments in order that they may cause chaos and collapse of governments in order to restore their kingdom. In May this year, there was the big bombshell news from the Dominican Republic of Congo of 3 Americans who were involved in a coup attempt of the government of Congo, 2 of which were from Utah, were Mormon, played high school football, according to the Associated Press. And the mother of the white boy, in case you don't know, the Dominican Republic of Congo is dominantly black, has been on local news back then, complaining that she has no idea what her sons are doing, that they were there on vacation. Well, as it turns out, because of the attempted coup, the military took over and stood trial on June 7th in a military court. And it's been difficult to find out information since then. I've only found one source, French news. We'll get to it. From the Associated Press, June 7th, 2024. Kinshasa, Congo. 3 Americans accused of being involved in last month's coup attempt in Congo appeared in a military court in the country's capital, Kinshasa, on Friday, along with dozens of other defendants who were lined up on plastic chairs before the judge in the first day of the hearing. The proceedings before the open-air military court were broadcast live on the local television channel. 6 people were killed during the botched coup attempt led by the little-known opposition figure Christian Malanga last month that targeted the presidential palace and a close ally of President Felix Tshisekedi. Oh my God, I'm not going to try. Malanga was fatally shot for resisting arrest soon after live streaming the attack on his social media, the Congolese army said. The defendants faced a number of charges, many punishable by death, including terrorism, murder, and criminal association. I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I know that I lie. I am a terrorist. I seek to overthrow your government. We're cunning and deceptive missionaries. We claim we're just religious. I just made all that up. It's not actually the words of the primary hymn. Can you imagine the horror of little kids singing that variation that I just made up? The court said there were 53 names on the list, but the names of Malenga and one other person were removed after death certificates were produced. Malenga's 21-year-old son, Marcel Malenga, who is a U.S. citizen, and 2 other Americans are on trial for alleged role in the attack. All 3 requested an interpreter to translate the proceedings from French to English. Malenga's son was the first to be questioned by the judge, who asked him to confirm his name and other personal details. The military officer chosen to translate him was apparently unable to understand English well. Eventually, a journalist was selected from the media to replace him, but he too had trouble translating numbers and the details of the proceedings. He's not interpreting right. We need a different interpreter who understands English, please. How do you plead? Guilty, Your Honor. Wait, what? What did you say? Marcel Malenga told the judge after the journalist incorrectly translated his zip code. But no other translator emerged, and the defendants had to make do with the journalist who worked for national radio. Malenga appeared frustrated and defiant as the interview stumbled ahead. Tyler Thompson Jr., 21. Wow, fresh off a mission. Flew to Africa from Utah with the younger Malenga for what his family believed was a vacation, with all expenses paid by the elder Malenga. The young men had played high school football together in the Salt Lake City suburbs. You couldn't give the city? Other teammates accused Marcel of offering up to $100,000 to join him on a security job in Congo. I'm sure he was just framed. Thompson appeared before the court with a shaved head and sores on his head, looking nervous and lost as he confirmed his name and other personal details. Apparently, he didn't need a translator. His stepmother, Miranda Thompson, told the Associated Press that the family found out about the hearing too late to arrange travel to Congo. Really? Because it was all over the news. I even covered it. And she knew that they were arrested. So, too late to arrange travel to Congo for the trial? But hoped to be present for future court dates. Before this week, the family had no proof he was still alive. He's a terrorist involved in a coup. It's the death penalty. God, you just want to deny that your son is guilty of being a Mormon. Terrorist. The same thing. We are thrilled with the confirmation. Miranda Thompson had worried that her stepson might not even be aware that his family knew he'd been arrested. Your son is a criminal. We've got too many Utah Mormons who are disowning their kids, and now they've created a brand new psycho center for the homeless children. Because there's that many of the children who've been abandoned by their parents. Because the parents were deceived by psychologists that they needed to, pacify, flatter, and deceive their kids into letting the kids live their own life without stress of being scolded or punished for bad behavior. And so they grew up and it got worse, and so the parents kicked them to the curb for their bad behavior taught to them by the psychologists in the first place. And now they're being handed over to psychologists who are in charge of the homeless shelter for kids, newly built. Well, that's a little bit desperate for new clients. It's the same thing that happened with the 8 passengers Mormon on YouTube, who's now in prison because she was taught by Jody Hildebrandt, psychologist, that, hey, this is how you can behaviorally control your kids to build character and influence people worldwide on how you're doing raising your kids by torturing them and getting yourself locked up in prison with the psychologist. And nobody sees the problem with psychology yet, because the church doesn't want you to see it. They keep promoting family services. As a mother, my heart is crying each day. Yeah. Late-breaking feeling news, 24/7. Join us for responses and reactions. And opinion panels. We'll tell you what to believe and how to feel. Nobody sees the danger of psychology. It's the same thing as religion. Just have faith. You gotta feel right about what you're doing. It's a crime. No. Feel right about it. Everything is fine. So another guy, Zalman Polon, in 2015 pled guilty to trafficking marijuana, is reported to have known Christian Malanga through a gold mining company that was set up in Mozambique in 2022, according to an official journal published in Mozambique's government, and a report by the African Intelligence Newsletter. The defendants will appear in court again next Friday, which 14th, to continue with the trial. Okay, and so the latest news was from Friday and reported by France 24 English. And of course, it has to have a Wikipedia page associated with French Public Broadcast Service, in which suspects on trial after coup attempt. And so they finally had defense lawyers, and the defense lawyers were arguing that it shouldn't be before a military tribunal because they're not military officers, they're civilians, and it needs to be before a civilian court. That was their defense on Friday. And so it's now Tuesday, the 18th of June. Thus, the Church News, 18th of June, 2024. A new missionary training center to be created in Democratic Republic of Congo. This new MTC in the capital, Kinshasa, will be open in August 2024. And who can speak the language? Yep, Mormons. Oh my God. If this doesn't have corruption written all over it. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is opening a new training center for full-time terrorists in the Dominican Republic of Congo. Tell your parents you're on vacation. Oh my God. Since 2022, a limited number of local terrorists have received training in a temporary center, leading to the need for a permanent facility. Really? Are you sure a permanent facility? Are you sure there wasn't an arrangement with the government for some kind of a deal? God. This new MTC will help accommodate a growing number of missionaries in this region of Africa and provide training in advance of their terrorist service. New training center will have a capacity of up to 200 missionaries who already speak French to be able to translate at the trial. And will learn French before their service. Dear God. The training center will be a short drive from the Kinshasa, Dominican Republic of Congo temple. Yep. Which will allow missionaries to attend the temple where they are told to give loyalty to the church and the kingdom over the Dominican Republic of Congo. Have you not been to the temple lately? Do you not memorize the covenant paths? It's the law of consecration. All the others lead up to it. You need to sacrifice your life to protect the church from criminal prosecution. You need to obey. You need to pay. You need to be compromised in the criminal activities of the church. So, yep. And so, it's therefore expected that it's going to be every Friday. So pay attention on Friday to what's going to happen. Everything has to do with the church. Everything. Whether it's the South African election, whether it's Arizona allowing 10-year-old girls to be put in child bride polygamy. With a scandal involving Carrie Lake.